Good afternoon, everyone. We will have our coaches in one moment. Just wanted to let media know. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand function toward the bottom of your screen. If you are called upon to ask a question, an option will appear on the center of your screen to unmute. Please unmute. And when you have finished your question and you know you're done, please mute yourself again. Please note that this webinar will be recorded and it will be archived, and we'll send that link after the press conference. But in a couple of moments, we will begin with Coach Rhule.
Okay, we are live.
Okay, we're at 12 o'clock. We have Coach Rhule in the chair. Thank you for joining us. And before we take questions, just wanted to open the floor to you to maybe briefly talk about what happened today at the stock exchange.
Well, first, obviously, on behalf of our team, President Gold, our athletic director Troy Dannon, it's been an amazing week, and today was really for me and Ty Robinson, Jamal Banks, and Isaac Gifford an amazing opportunity to be at the heart of our country's economic system and be at the stock exchange. So I've grown up here. If you'd have told me that in one day I'd be on the floor of the stock exchange ringing the bell, and then a couple hours later be on the field at Yankee Stadium, I never would have believed it. So, but it's been really, really great. So, very, very appreciative to the Yankees, to the Pinstripe Bowl, to Bad Boy Mowers. They've been first class all week, and we're excited to play.
Thank you, Coach. We really appreciate it. Again, media, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. We can take the first question from Robin Washut.
Hey, Matt, sorry about that. You guys have had some newcomers join you guys for bowl prep over the past month, and I guess just what's been your initial evaluation of those guys, and also what kind of experience are they gaining, not only from the month of practices or however long they've been here, but the on-site stuff with you guys out in New York?
Yeah, they were not able to practice until school was over here. So that was Saturday the 21st, and they had to go through like that acclimatization phase. So they haven't done everything, but they've done in terms of on the field, but they've done a lot, and I think it's been a great opportunity for them. Obviously, being here, being around the team, being in the meetings. I mean, it's a jump start to their career. Having a chance to meet the guys, I'm sure getting to know them better and being part of all the trips that we've done. When you think about it, in 1 week, we've taken our team to practice at the Giants. We've taken them to a Knicks game, and they're here obviously at Yankee Stadium. Three iconic franchises in pro sports at the height of professional sports. And so those freshmen, what a way to start college.
Coach, we'll take the next one from Clayton Collier from WOWT-TV in Omaha.
There we go.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to ask, I know you've had a lot of exciting experiences this week. Any level of concern, or how do you get these guys focused for tomorrow, amid a whole lot of good distraction?
Yeah, I think the message that we sent to the guys was we were coming here to play a football game. That's why when we landed, we went right to practice. The first thing we did upon getting here, we literally drove and put our pads on and started and hit. So I think that's the message from day one. We've given them some free time. We've done a lot of cool things, celebrated Christmas together. But at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for us to finish our season the right way versus an excellent football team in Boston College. So, as a coach, I trust these guys. I think they'll be ready to go.
We'll take the next one from Trevor Haas.
Hey, Matt, just curious your thoughts on BC as a whole. Just what stands out on film? What do you think are their strengths and weaknesses, and overall, just thoughts on BC?
Well, I mean, I think when you watch them offensively, they can run the football as well as anybody. They're physical. tough. They create alignment, concerns with their use of tight ends and formations and edges. And so they can run it on a day that could be wet and cold. Obviously that's a good recipe for winning. They consistently win turnover battle, and which is probably the number one factor in winning football games. And then, defensively, I mean, they're excellent pass rushers. They're physical, they're tough. So, I think obviously when you see that football team, you think of, Coach O'Brien, who he is. I think they're a mirror image of him. It's a really good matchup for us in terms of testing us to see where we're at.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take the next one from Brian Christopherson from Husker 247 Sports, 24/7 Sports.
Hey Matt, how have you seen John Butler navigate the changing parts of this month in his new role as the D coordinator?
It's been a lot of work for him, in that he's, coaching the secondary along with a couple of our young guys. It's been without a D-line coach this month. It's been, I started off kind of doing it in Indy, going back to my roots, and then Phil Simpson came in to take the edges and has been taking the D-line, and Ira Lewis, our graduate assistant, has done a fantastic job. But I think for John, building a staff, doing the transfer portal, recruiting constantly, getting ready for the game plan wise, and then also just, again, being down a few coaches, I just think he's just had to work more. But I know he's excited for it. He's excited for this opportunity to be our coordinator.
We'll take the next one from Kevin Schutz, KOLN in Lincoln.
Matt, just wanted to ask you about your impressions of Yankee Stadium serving as a football venue and your players being there. I'm sure that there were a few moments where they had to look around and be taken aback by where they were.
Yeah, today's the first day that the players have been here, and so we even just gave them a few minutes just to walk around and look, and to be here is amazing. To be in the Yankees locker room is amazing. You're surrounded by greatness. I know that we came on Tuesday night for a welcome event with Boston College and the people from the Yankees and from the Pinstripe Bowl and from Bad Boy Mowers, and seeing it for the first time for the upper deck. A lot of times they play a football game in a baseball stadium. It's kind of shoehorned in there. And this is when they rebuilt Yankee Stadium. They certainly did it right because it fits perfectly, and I think it's going to be great sightlines for people. It'll be a great football game.
We'll take the next one from Adriana Leone.
Hey coach. So this is the program's first bowl game in almost close to a decade. So how is this game a step in the right direction for the future of this team?
Well, I mean, I think when you play college football, you're wanting to obviously get to the postseason. We all want to win a national championship. We all want to get to the college football playoff, which is the new, obviously path towards that. And so, that this starts with our first opportunity to go to the postseason, to navigate the distractions and the opportunities and the challenges and the schedules and traveling and all those different things that you have to do. So, it's the first time that we've won enough games to come here. I think that's really the biggest thing, is that, you have to earn the right to come to a bowl game, and we were able to do that this year. And now we have to go play well, and we have to go win, and we have to train ourselves to show up in moments like this, so that we can continue to win more games and hopefully qualify for things that come.
Again, a reminder, media, please use the raise hand function at the bottom of your screen to get in the queue to ask a question. In the meantime, we will take the next question from Luke Mullen of the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey Matt, just how would you sum up the last few days of practice and maybe the level of focus you've seen from the team with their bowl game preparation?
Yeah, I think we practiced really well. The guys have they've been on time. They've been attentive. They've managed, again, walk around curfew. You're walking around, New York City. I mean, there's a lot of things to do that could pull you away, but they've been where they're supposed to be. They've done everything right. And we practiced well. We started the first Tuesday once, we knew we were in a bowl game. We didn't wait. We've been practicing for several weeks now, and a lot of practice, because it's what our young players need. And now we're here. It's been in game prep, and I think the guys will be ready to go.
Thank you, Coach. Right now, we don't have any questions in queue. Again, media, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. There we go. Robin Washington, let it rip again.
Hey, Matt, going forward with the newer guys, their opportunities during these bowl practices with Isaiah Nair moving on, has there been a receiver or two that have kind of emerged and maximized the maybe increased opportunities they've had in these bowl practices in Isaiah's absence?
Yeah, I think Jalen Lloyd, obviously, he's a very, very talented player, and this is giving him some more opportunities. It's obviously giving Ja'Cory opportunities. Jamal Banks has been, really, really, really a starter for us all year, but gives him some more opportunities. And then some of the young guys, the Keelan Smith is really developing and coming on strong. So I think it's been good for all those guys to have some opportunities. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda's done a really nice job. Alex Bullock. So, but I think Jalen probably as a young player and Keelan have gotten some more opportunities.
Thank you. We'll take the next one from Lauren Michelson from KETV.
Hey, Coach, you've talked about it, but just the significance of inviting some of these former players to watch this game tomorrow, what that means to you, why you decided to do that.
Yeah, I showed up here 2 years ago, and those guys didn't know who I was, and they either decided to stay or they came in and joined us, and we didn't quite get it done last year, and but not for lack of trying, and certainly not for their effort, and so we made that promise to them that when we made a bowl game this year, we'd bring them here. We've got guys coming from Nuri's coming from Germany, and we've got guys coming from all over, so it's a it's a special group of young men, and I know they're rooting for us. And so, Julie and I wanted to do some small way to tell them thank you, and I'm anxious to see them.
Thank you. We'll go back to Clayton Collier from WOWT-TV in Omaha.
Hey, Matt, I know you also talked about just how beneficial getting these bowl practices would be for the overall growth of the program. I know you've had a lot of changes with transfer portal coordinators. How have you seen kind of that market improvement that you were looking for out of this extra month?
Yeah, no doubt. You think about it, we started playing in July, and here we are, December 27th, we're almost to January, and it's a lot of football. But the guys have responded. As I said, we started right away the first Tuesday, after the last game of the season, and I think you see guys getting better. Every day you're out there, it helps, and that competitive stamina, the ability to stay focused for this many months, to weather the highs and lows. That's what great programs do, and so I think it's a good learning opportunity for our guys, but also just the reps, just the practice has helped us.
We'll go to Sean Callahan from Husker Online.
Hey, Coach. I'm just curious. You guys have had now a full month with the new calendar that you guys have in terms of not being on the road and recruiting and doing the things in December. What are your thoughts just now going through this, being in Lincoln the entire month of December versus having to navigate being on the road recruiting? And then what's the schedule after the bowl game for you guys?
Yeah, it's different. I think, seeing how fast the transfer portal is moving, I don't know that you could be on the road in December. You're basically starting first thing in the morning and you're working till into the evening, and you have people coming in. We had people coming in pretty much all of December, also getting ready for the bowl. We'll be back at work on the 1st, so there's no break, there's no vacation, there's no time away. It's the game, and then we'll be ready to host people that first week.
Right now, there are no questions in queue. We have time for one more before we go to Coach O'Brien. Clayton, we'll go back to you.
Matt, I just also want to ask you, what would it mean for the program to get that first bowl victory since 2015?
Oh, I think it's really, really important. Kind of like you said, that's one part of it. I think also for our guys, like, we're playing an excellent football team, and so to do that, we'd have to play well, and to take all the practices that we've done and go out there and play well. That's that's what we're working at right now. You know, our team knows how to practice. They know how to work. We're still figuring out how to win, and so playing an excellent team like Boston College gives us another chance to do that.
Coach Rhule, really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you again. We're going to bring in Coach O'Brien now, and give us one moment to swap coaches. A reminder before Coach O'Brien sits in the chair, please use the raise hand function located at the bottom of your screen. You can get in the queue for questions.
We are live.
Coach O'Brien, let's just test the mic for you.
Hello, hello.
Very good. John, do you want to move the camera back a touch?
Good, Michael.
A little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Coach O'Brien. Before we take questions, I had asked Coach Rhule this, but please tell us a little bit about the experience today on the floor of the stock exchange and ringing the bell.
What a memorable experience that was for our players. Joe Marinaro, Cam Arnold, and Kai Robichaud, myself, Blake James, our athletic director. You know, just a great experience. A lot of BC connections at the New York Stock Exchange. Chris Taylor was awesome. He's a BC parent. And, you know, so many people there that are so supportive of BC football, and just to be there and witness, you know, what that's all about, and then get a chance to ring the bell. That's a life memory, no doubt about it.
Thank you, Coach. Well, we'll begin question and answer right now. We'll go to Sean Callahan from Husker Online.
Hey, Coach, I'm just curious. So, have you guys had a deal with any opt-outs or players not playing in the bowl? And can we expect to see Donovan with his kind of future outlook in the pros? Is he a full workload for you on Saturday?
No. I would say that Donovan and Ozzie Trapillo will not play in the bowl. Those guys are great captains for us. Did a great job this year. That, you know, they're getting ready for the NFL draft. They'll be here at the game, but they won't play in the bowl. Relative to the rest of the guys, I mean, you'll just have to wait and see, you know, who we get out there. But you know, those guys, you know, they did an incredible job for us at Boston College. They were captains. Ozzie's, you know, comes from a great BC family. Donovan broke the single season sack record. So we wish them the best. Like I said, they'll be here to support us tomorrow, but they won't be playing in the game.
Coach, we'll take the next one from Trevor Haas.
What were those conversations like? Was it pretty easy decisions for them, or did you have to, you know, sway them one way or the other? Just what were the conversations like with Donovan and Ozzie?
Yeah, I don't want to spend the whole Zoom on that though, but I'll just tell you that again, they were great, great players for us. Couldn't ask more of what they did for us this year, both as captains and as players. And hopefully we get a few more questions about the game and not about the opt-outs. What about the guys playing in the game?
Thank you, Coach. We'll take the next one from Mac Hutchinson.
Hey, Coach. I know you've spoken a lot before about how, you know, big difference between going 7-5 and 6-6, and now Boston College has the opportunity to get to 8 wins for the first time in 15 years. How big a win would this be? Obviously, not only for the team but for the program.
It's, you know, it's a great opportunity for us, Mac, to come in here and, you know, play Nebraska, a Big Ten opponent, you know, with a great history. You know, it's just a chance for a lot of guys to you know, really go out on this Yankee Stadium field and play well. Certainly we're going to do everything we can to win the game. We realize that there's a, you know, big challenge in front of us with Nebraska, you know, but these guys have practiced very well. I'm excited about this team. This is I think in some ways a preview of the 2025 team. In some ways, there are some guys that'll be playing their last game, for Boston College, like a Joe Marinaro, like a Kai Robichaud, and other guys. But for the most part, what you'll see out there is a 2025 preview, and I'm excited to watch these guys play.
We'll take the next one from Adriana Leone.
Hey, Coach. So, the transfer portal has really been a big thing this year with many teams losing players before their bowl games, but Boston College hasn't really been a team that's lost a lot of players to the transfer portal thus far. So, what does that speak to the culture of this team, and how does tomorrow's game help to build the culture of BC football?
Yeah, I appreciate that question. We have lost some guys. Most of the guys that we lost to the portal were guys that were graduates, right? They graduated with a Boston College degree, and they decided to go play their graduate year somewhere else. And I give those guys a lot of credit. They worked hard for us, and that was a decision that they made relative to their careers, having one more year of eligibility. But the guys that have stuck with us, that's really what BC is, right? We're not a big portal team. That's just not who we are. We're going to sign some guys out of the portal, but the majority of our team will be built through high school recruiting and guys that really understand what Boston College can do for their lives. BC is a life-changing place, right? It's a incredible degree. You got a chance to play great ACC football, and then you do a lot in the community of BC. So we do a lot for these guys, and they do a lot for us. And I'm proud of the guys that'll be playing there tomorrow.
Again, a reminder to media, please use the raise hand function to get in queue to ask a question. We'll take the next one from Trevor Haas from Boston College.
What was the experience like at the 9/11 Memorial? What was it like being there with Allison Crowther?
Yeah, that was incredible. To be there with Allison, where obviously she lost her son Wells, a BC grad, a BC, lacrosse player. Obviously an incredible Boston College family and story. And for her to make the trek over to be there, and she addressed our team and she gave us a little tour of the place. She was part of the tour, and it was just awesome. I mean, the 9/11 Memorial is very moving, very touching, especially for those of us that, experienced that. I have two guys that I played football at Brown with that we lost, in the towers. So it was a great experience. I was there with my family, with my son Michael and my wife Colleen. So it was a very memorable experience.
Thank you, Coach O'Brien. We'll take the next one from Mac Hutchinson.
Hey, Coach. I know you've mentioned, how recruiting is a everyday event, and the reality for college football is that the portal is open during the postseason. So, really, how are you kind of navigating recruiting while you're in New York and away from campus?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to budget your time. That's a great question, Mac. These are important jobs that we have as head coaches, right? And so we have to do a great job of managing a lot of different things. And you have to have unbelievable staff people around you, right? You have a great operations staff with Alec Kerr, who's been great with this bowl trip. You got Spencer Dickow on the recruiting end of things, and obviously our coaching staff, and obviously one of the most important people in our program, Bear Najarian, who's helped a lot with a lot of different areas of the program. So it's all about the people that you surround yourself with, and you have great people around you that makes the job a lot more manageable, right? And so you can delegate and also budget your own time between coaching, recruiting, and then the portal. And we've been able to do that and do a decent job of that so far.
We'll go to Kevin Stone with New England Football Journal.
Hey, Coach. This week in particular, having the mid-year guys join the team, how have they kind of assimilated themselves in this bonding experience, being on the road and not necessarily on campus? How unique is that for those guys to kind of get to know their teammates in this setting?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Those guys have come in and done a really good job. A good example is Shaker Reisig comes in and he's able to run the scout team, and we're able to teach him the offense. And I always think that with some of those guys, especially at the quarterback position, as soon as you can get them in there and start training them and training them in our culture, training them in football, I think it's really good. And then I believe our older guys have done a good job with these younger guys. Hey, this is how we practice. This is what the expectations are. And so you can orientate these guys to our culture right away. And I think that's a big part of it. And to be away on the road when it's just us, right, in the hotel, in the meeting rooms, maybe, going out to dinner. We had a nice Christmas dinner the other night, a team dinner, which was very nice after, we went to mass. Father Jack said mass. So, it's been a really good week. And I think that's why it's so important to go to a bowl, because it gives you those experiences that, they're irreplaceable. Right. And so, give a lot of credit to the Pinstripe Bowl. It's been a great experience for us.
Thank you, Coach. We have a few more minutes with Coach O'Brien if there are any additional questions. We'll go back to Kevin Stone.
Yeah, Coach, just looking at the forecast for tomorrow, obviously rain and, some cold. Does that play into what you guys want to do, maybe more so than a bright sunny day?
I mean, we've played in all kinds of weather, as you know, Kev. We played a pouring rain in Michigan State. We've played in a ton of weather. So I think that, and we practiced outside, while we were here. And, I think our guys are, ready for the weather. And, hopefully it doesn't pour rain, but, if it does, it does. But, we'll be ready for it.
We'll go back to Adriana Leone.
Hey, Coach. So what would a win tomorrow do for the future of this program?
I think it's important. I think this is a really important game. It's important for the guys that are playing their last game. We want to send them out winners, and it's important for the future. It's important for the future. It's just one of those opportunities that don't come along very often, where, you can play an opponent like Nebraska and, really go out there and put your best foot forward. And if you're fortunate enough to end up with a win, that'll be really good for our program. No doubt about it.
We can have a last call on questions if there are any additional. Going once, going twice. Mac Hutchinson, right under the wire.
Hey, Bill, just, you mentioned obviously even at the Stock Exchange, a lot of alumni there. New York City is a huge alumni base for Boston College. Just how are you, enjoying, meeting up with alumni, and then just, New York itself and being there with your family?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, really, to be in New York City over Christmas, and we've had a lot of people stop by the hotel. BC, there's a great, like you said, a great powerful alumni network of Boston College people in New York City. Saw a lot of them today at this morning at the Stock Exchange. Also want to give a shout out to Columbia. Even though I'm a Brown grad, I will tell you that Columbia was awesome in letting us use their facility. They got a beautiful facility over there and their field, and we were able to have some really good practices over there. So shout out to them. But yeah, being in New York's been great, and it's been a really good experience. Give a lot of credit to the Pinstripe Bowl. I think they do a great job of welcoming us to New York City, and our guys have had a really good experience.
Thank you for the kind words, Coach.
Yep.
We have another minute or two if there are any other questions. Going once, going twice. Okay. No takers. Coach O'Brien, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Media on the Zoom, thank you for joining us. Looking forward to having you in the building tomorrow for those who are in New York. If you have any questions, please reach out to our staff. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.